Hi, Vicente. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us today. We'd love to hear about your experience working with us. And could you start by telling us a little bit about your project, what it's all about, and what you're aiming to achieve with it?
Yes. So EyeBuild provides affordable solar power mobile security units for construction sites and infrastructure sites. Our goal is to revolutionize worksite security by combining reliable hardware with powerful, easy to use software. We want to make the threat prevention, safe monitoring, and AI driven emergency responses available at a fraction of the traditional cost.
Wow, and that sounds really cool. And yeah, thinking back to the very beginning, what were your first impressions of Fora Soft?
I was impressed with your professionalism and the way you approach scoping. You didn't just miss everything quickly. You broke up the plan on a realistic basis and made me feel confident you understood the technical complexities of this.
Yeah, and despite this, before choosing us, did you look at other options? What tipped the scales in our favor in this case?
Yes, I spoke with other software firms. What stood out for us was the experience with the video streaming communication platforms and your structured way of planning the project. I felt you weren't just a generic development shop, but like a partner who understood real-time video and monitoring, which is the core of what we do.
Yeah, I see. And looking at where we are now, how do you feel about the project's progress? Because we have been working together for a while. Yeah.
I think we're moving in the right direction. The foundation is strong. Login flows, admin panels, and clients just like exporting clips are coming together. We're close to where I want the MVP to be, and I can see how the full platform will scale once the final integration statistics are done.
Yeah. And do you think we're close to hitting your final goals, like overall goals of the project?
Yeah, so we're close to where I want the MVP to be, and you can see how this will work out in scale soon.
Hmm. And when you think back to your expectations at the start of our collaboration, how well do you feel with matched them, your expectations?
So honestly, at first, I thought it was gonna be a really fast process. You know, just getting it done. But as we progressed, I found out that there's a lot more to programming and developing a software. It was not just what I thought it would be like developing a website. So Fora Soft has really helped me get my thoughts into reality, like providing information and everything it takes to build the software right for it to not fail later. So I think even though I was expecting a really fast development, I think the way Fora Soft is delivering it is the best way possible and the way it actually works.
Are there any examples of how Forasoft team uh, offered you any solutions or any insights regarding the software development on how to build your product better?
Yes. So Fora Soft has always given me the advice of upgrading things on the platform or making things better. So they're always on the look for mm, making it feel more intuitive and more user friendly. When it comes to making our software better, they
Mhm.
did help us really well with cloud storage solutions. So they upgraded the cloud storage to other servers and stuff like that, where that helped us minimize our costs by up to 8 times.
Yeah, that's a really important part of the software project. Yeah, and since we've been working together like throughout all the development process, like planning, designs, development, testing, uh, I know that's not probably correct question, but what do you think we've done especially well in this regard? Any like specific stage that you like the most, or like everything will be great?
So, well, I mean, you've been excellent at creating really complex features into clear deliverables. So, a moment that kind of stood out for me was when we saw our first demo live, when our first video footage on our software, and it felt like a huge milestone that proved the core of the platform works.
And On the flip side, is there anything you feel we could be doing better?
Mm, no, the only thing you could do better would be to be living where I live, or
That would be awesome, actually. So we can have a tour around your amazing office. Yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. And regarding the technical side of things, how easy has it been for you to follow along with these tech details? Do you feel we explain things clearly enough?
yeah. So overall, you explain technical details clear, like in a digestible way. Sometimes we go deep into details that are above my head, but you always manage to translate it back into business impact, and that's very helpful.
So every project has its own development challenges, and were there any like tricky moments during development of your project? Do you remember any?
Yeah, so something like aligning the cloud storage and scaling cost. But I appreciate how you broke down the options and explained the trade-offs between saying either Amazon AWS or use DigitalOcean, so we can make a business-minded decision. And that collaborative problem solving has been really strong, and communication has helped a lot with our project manager to get these things cleared out of the way.
So far, we've discussed like proactive approach, professionalism. What other qualities matter most to you in this project, and how well do you feel we're delivering on those?
So reliability and scalability are what I value the most. I need this and I can roll out everywhere in the country without worrying about crashing or limitations. And you're delivering on that by building a strong core foundation and testing thoroughly. And I think Fora Soft really has the capacity to expand more than into what you think it's possible. So maybe I don't know how to scale a system in a way it won't crash, but they always have the answer to the next question available.
And would you consider working with us again on other projects, like look into the future?
Absolutely, and I will continue to work with you guys along our project and throughout our lives, because software is not just a one-time thing that you encounter. It's continuously evolving. So have a strong partner in that sense, where you can give them a call or where you can ask them questions about the system or for it to be even better throughout life. That's a crucial part, and that's what's going to keep you in business.
Yeah, and like we glad that we have you as our partner as well. So yeah, thank you for your words. And if someone came to you asking about working with us, what would you tell them based on your experience?
My experience would be that they deliver things on time always. If there's an issue, they will communicate it with you to resolve it. And it feels like you're talking with someone pretty much with artificial intelligence. Like, you ask them the question, they know the answers for everything.
What a comparison. Fostering, really. So, finally, is there anything else you'd like to share about your journey with us so far? What we haven't discussed yet?
I think Forsoft has helped us stage our project in a way that it's within our reach and our capacity to develop, meaning that we could break down the project without compromising quality by doing phases of development in which they say, okay, there's an MVP here, which is a minimum viable product
Mhm.
that you need to start creating business on your site. So developing that MVP scope of work or phase was really helpful for us to start without the need of having a lot of resources and a lot of money to pay upfront.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. So, Vicente, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. We're excited to keep moving forward with you and helping you in building this really impactful project and system. So, yeah, thank you again so much.
Thank you.